Previously on Alan Wake, I wrote a horror story that has come true. Thomas Zane did the same in the 70s.
You will go no further.
If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story. No one will survive.
You knew Zane! Thomas Zane! You're the Lady of the Light in the song!
He left something behind to help me. The clicker.
Alan thought of this as he stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, the clicker in his hand. He took a deep breath and jumped.
I can get to her now. I can finish this. I had a hangover. My head was about to explode and the light hurt my eyes. I needed my sunglasses and painkillers to dull the pain. In one of my finer moments of self-deception, I swore to quit drinking.
Okay, hello viewers. I'm SB and welcome back to the final chapter of Alan Wake. This may not be the final episode of the Let's Play series, but I am very, very excited to see where this is going. I'm assuming that when we get back to the present, the clicker is going to be our...
The sunglasses made the world look bearable. Now I could keep my eyes open without feeling like a vampire in the sun.
That's, the problem vampires have in the sun is not usually related to their vision. I'm assuming the clicker is going to be our gravity gun gone haywire, right? That's a very standard video game trope at this point. So we're going to be like super powerful for the first portion of this chapter, and then we're going to lose it somehow, and we're going to have one final real gameplay challenge after that. It's my suspicion here. Boy, didn't want to model any pills, or...
Wake started to seem bearable again.
It's fine. Those painkillers in this universe are really something. It's like immediately close bullet holes, heal fractures in an instant. Oh, no, I can't go. Okay. Leave the bedroom. I did it.
On the machine.
I wonder if this QR code is going to be the same as it is in the other flashback. I guess we'll find out. Also, I guess I had written the sudden stop at this point. It's already out.
You have one new message. Ow! Are you still asleep? Wakey, wakey! You should have your show on your TiVo. If Alice wasn't too mad to record it. As she called me earlier and really chewed me out. Yeah, we went a little overboard last night. But parties are a part of this business. Al, look, I'm saying this as your friend. She's not doing your career any favors by trying to run your life like that, okay? I'll talk to you later, Al. Watch the show!
Okay, well, we will totally go check out the TV in just a moment. Just make sure we're not missing any other valuable past coffee. And there's got to be coffee in the kitchen, right? Oh, no thermos, though.
Talk show the previous night, talking about my latest book. The show was supposed to be waiting for me on our TiVo.
Another little bit of that classic Alan Wake product placement.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Harry Garrett Show.
Thank you, everybody. We have a great show tonight. I've been talking with the best-selling author Alan Wake about his new book, The Sudden Stop.
Yeah, good read. Go buy it.
No, it is a good read. Look, I'm gonna be honest here.
Is that wise?
No, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I got people who give me the lowdown on books. I'm a busy guy. But this one, I actually read from cover to cover. I mean, I'm a big fan.
Wow, thanks.
Now, this might be a spoiler for those who haven't read the book yet. Based on the sales figures, the 2 people out there who haven't read the book yet. But this last book is all about the death of the main character, the hard-boiled New York detective, Alex Casey. Now, there's been a lot of outrage about this. Why the hell did you kill Casey? What the hell were you thinking, man?
Good riddance. No, seriously though. 7 years and 6 books is a long time. He was a gloomy guy to spend all your working hours with, and it was a good run. But it's time to explore new things. My next book will be a departure from the old for me.
You selfish bastard, always thinking of yourself. Well, you've certainly given us a lot of entertainment over the years. And now that you mention it, Casey was a gloomy guy. Never had much luck with his love life with the ladies. Was that autobiographical in any way?
Yeah, no kidding. Casey's lady friends tended to die on him. With Casey, it was all about his pain. No, nothing autobiographical about that. I'm a happily married man. My wife is my muse.
Well, congratulations. That's great to hear. So, how's the publicity tour been treating you?
Good, great. But I gotta say, I'm glad to be back home in New York.
Well, you've certainly been on the news a lot lately. Lots of parties and, you got into a fight with some paparazzi.
Oh, man. Well, that guy was really in my face. I lost my temper. I know that wasn't cool.
You are famous for that temper.
Well,
I
did
very much
also
believe
write
that.
Several books.
Well, your latest novel is called The Sudden Stop, and it's in bookstores now. Go get it. That means the two of you out there who haven't bought it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you tonight. I want to thank all our guests for the evening. Alan Wake, Sam Lake. Once more, do the face for yourself. And our musical guests, Poets of the Fall. Thank you, and good night.
At least I'd been funny. I told myself I could live with that.
Hey, honey. You watch the show?
I didn't say anything stupid if that's what you want to know.
Okay,
Alan,
Grumpy.
Jesus.
You want an aspirin or something?
Are you going to start with me about drinking now?
You know what? Go back to sleep, Alan.
He really comes out swinging, like, all the time.
What? Now you can't even talk to me?
Well, this morning I was angry because you said you'd be home at midnight and you showed up at 7 a.m. and passed out in mid-sentence. Now I'm over it. Are you angry?
This goddamn tour. It's gotten out of hand.
Oh, honey. It's almost over, right? We can get back to normal. Then you can start writing again.
I'm sorry, honey.
Alan, you're not thinking straight. Just take a shower and go back to bed, huh?
Yeah, you're right, honey. I'm sorry. Once this is over, let's go away together. A vacation. Just you and me. Some peace and quiet.
So, if you're not familiar, the reason I thought that was funny is Sam Lake works at Remedy. He's,
Somehow,
I think, the
clicker
lead
was
writer.
The key to the cabin. I had to return to Cauldron Lake to save Alice. I'm going back to the lake to finish this. I'm going to write an ending to the story in the manuscript on my own terms, to make it all right.
Why can't you just write it here?
The last page is still in the typewriter. I need to read it first. Everything needs to be just right. Zane tried to cut some corners, and it didn't end well.
Okay, ready when you are.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but I need to do this alone. Barry, take her gun. Miss Weaver, close the door.
Alan, I don't know if that's... Yeah, if she was gonna do something about it right now, it would be a real, like...
See you later.
I'm pretty sure he didn't need to leap right to pull a gun on the sheriff.
When I got out, it was warm and sunny. I'd flicked the switch of the clicker. Had it done this? I didn't stop to question it. I had to take advantage of the sunlight to get to the lake. On Zane's page, I'd stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, about to use the clicker. That's where I was headed.
So, Sam Lake is not just a writer at Remedy, though he is also the face model for Max Payne. That face that he makes there in that clip is approximately the Max Payne 1 face.
In daylight, surrounded by the beauty of the Pacific Northwest landscape, it was hard not to let doubt creep in one last time. I could still chalk everything up to a dream, a delusion. I had enough imagination to make up something like this, having been in the cabin all this time, trapped in a story inside my head, gone mad from grief over Alice's death like Hartman had claimed. There would be no way of knowing. I told myself it didn't really matter. My course was set.
Yeah, I suppose that's a fair point. At this moment, it doesn't actually matter what the truth was. so much as what the truth now is. I appreciate them giving me one last easy thermos for the road. But they really are trying to drive home the everything is okay now. Hold on a second. Is that a giant Energizer billboard? Feels like maybe a little bit less subtle than some of the product placement stuff has been. Although the Energizer obviously has been plastered all over everywhere the whole time. Yeah, they really want you to sort of like. They want you to have a melancholic sense of what the normal world looks like one last time here, I guess. Before everything goes all the way into set-piece mode. Oh man, the Majestic Motel has a kitchenette in every room. Screw this. Let's just go live our lives there. This is an effective way to build the tension a little bit too, because like I'm very eager to see exactly. Just looking to the side, not driving. Very eager to see exactly what we're going to find when we hit the clicker switch near the lake. Oh, what is this? Well, maybe we're supposed to climb over, or maybe we need to go back to that.
The darkness had touched me. There was a link between us. Always would be. I could feel its presence again, getting closer.
So yeah, obviously we're supposed to go this way. I was wondering if maybe we were supposed to go back to that lumber camp area. Also, I could have veered off the lumber camp and looked for thermoses there or something. Oh, wow. Come on. Just need a second here to reload. Real solid shooting on my part there. Well, that's fine. We've never run out of resources or anything before. I'm sure we don't need to be careful with these.
The Dark Presence was no longer trying to capture the writer so he could create the ending it wanted. The writer knew too much. He was too strong. And he carried a weapon left behind by Thomas Zane, something that could hurt it. Now, the darkness was doing everything in its power to simply stop the writer from ever reaching Cauldron Lake and the dark place it came from.
I do appreciate them starting us with the good flashlight this time. Oh, that's very disappointing. So there are a lot of manuscript pages, it looks like, in this this chapter that are only available on Nightmare. I wonder exactly what all those Nightmare pages are. I guess, like, now that you know from the beginning the deal with Zane and Wake, there are some things to fill in, I suppose. The story would look a little bit different on the second go-around. We're not going to do it, but I am curious. I'm curious enough that I'll probably go look them up. And I probably could have stolen a car back there or something, huh? Well, alright, that's fine. We'll use this one. I'm sure I wasn't supposed to run all this quiet, empty distance. It is nice of the darkness, the Dark Presence, not to have, destroyed all the cars with its magic tornado powers or anything, though. Because that would certainly put a crimp in our plans. It was a really weird time for an enemy intro slowdown effect. I tried not to make contact with him until the light broke him. Hey! This car's real squirrely. There we go. Because it kind of seems to me like there might be a reason to look off-road here. So I'd really love to get rid of these dudes so that we can do that safely. I should have looked around at that lumber camp back where it was still daytime, because we might have missed a page. They don't always come in the order that they are on the menu. I know we just got the first page of the chapter, but... Then again, even if there's a spot where there obviously should be a page, like from a game design perspective, or you just like a place to put collectibles, we can't guarantee that it would be one of the pages we can collect on this difficulty. Trying to just make it back to the car and ignore these guys. We can kill them once we're in the car. Alan, get in car. Get in car. Okay. You guys doing a pretty good job of sticking to the side of the car such that I am not able to get the light on him. Okay, there we go. I mean, he had to know what was coming, right? I shifted the car into reverse and everything. It's not really clear to me how much intelligent people-type thought these guys have left in them. They might be basically like an animal intelligence once they're all shadowed up and taken. There we go. So was that was like 3 or 4, right? We found can pyramids, 5 of 12. Okay, I was definitely remembering it. I was definitely remembering that the max on that was 6. I was about to say, hey, at least we've done an okay job on those, but no, it turns out not so much. Ah, well. It is a little bit like, when you're playing a game in a Let's Play format, you're definitely somewhat disincentivized to look around for collectibles, which is part of the reason that I feel the need to verbally excuse myself for doing so much. Let's see, is there anything of value in here? Refundable $100 security deposit is required on all reservations, no personal checks accepted, checkout time, no loud music, no pets. 1 vehicle per unit. Facilities are for registered guests only. This is a weirdly banal thing for them to bother to make a thing you can actually, like, use the read action on, right? Like, I get making it actually say that in world. Seems strange for them to make it an interactable. It's just going to go back out the front. I'm not ready to go back out yet.
Based on the signature in the motel register, Agent Nightingale had stayed here, in room number 2.
Oh, that's interesting. I bet Agent Nightingale is the kind of guy who keeps a lot of ammunition in his hotel room. So, hold on. Was there... Yes, this is where that was. Alright, bullets and batteries, which are essentially bullets, but for an even better gun than the real gun. Wait a second. Okay, I thought I saw movement in here, but it's just me running past the window. Do these rooms even have numbers on them? It does seem like we could just crawl in through the windows, doesn't it? He's not gonna let me, but... What's the point? At this moment in the story, what's the point of, observing property rights, right? I'm out here trying to save the entire world. I could just steal everything from everybody. Wait, how do we know... I mean, none of them opened, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but... It sure seemed like they wanted me to go into room 2, with that Nightingale stayed in room 2 thing. Oh no, this one totally does... I thought I had pressed against that.
This had obviously been the room where Agent Nightingale had stayed when he hadn't been busy harassing me.
Got Hartman's book. I wonder to what degree he is aware of who Hartman... Well, I was going to say who Hartman really is, but you know what I mean. The fact that Hartman is not exactly on the level. Well, we had definitely heard weird noises in here. So we had pictures of Barry and, of course, me. That's Hartman. That's the lamp lady. That's the sheriff. Again, can't help but feel...
Could have fooled me.
What does that mean, could have fooled me? Doesn't really make any sense, Alan. I thought you were a writer. Come on, dude. we haven't really read a ton of Alan's writing that contains dialogue. Yeah, some writers are not good at it. Oh man, I'm definitely going to ramp this in the car, right? I think we've gotten everything we're going to get from this place. I'm a little surprised. We should probably switch cars. Probably not to that one. Nope, this one is also maybe disabled. Yeah, somebody's definitely been, okay. Well, I guess the busted up car that we drove in here is the one we're using. The Dark Presence did, at some point, have the wherewithal to have its people start busting up cars, maybe. Wow, that did not look very good. It was not a good version of that thing. Hold up, is this drivable? Is this truck over here? Like, I want to steal us a new vehicle, because this one is going all to hell. On account of I keep hitting things with it. Because it's fun. Are you drivable? You are not drivable. It is weird, the very high percentage of the vehicles in the game world that you can just get into and start. Everybody just leaves their keys in them. Okay, yeah, it's bad. Oh, jeez. For the record, I did not do that swerve off the road. I think if the front of the car gets hit with a huge object, I guess you just completely lose control of it. Okay, I'm trying real hard to turn it. The steering's gotten not great. Let's just go to the light, shall we? Just always go to the light. Like the only poltergeisted objects in the game that we haven't gone out of our way to destroy. I was running such a good streak. Is there anything in here? Alright. Ooh, that's ominous. Is that just a... Oh, it's probably just that dumb deer float. Yes, I see it. Thank you, game. You know, I say it's probably just that dumb deer float, like that should be a thing that's comforting to me. It's really not, though, right? The deer float is a problem. Last time we saw the deer float, it did try to kill us. Okay, I appreciate this extremely bright, flashing light that is aimed directly at my eyes. Oh. Uh-oh. We could just run from all this stuff, but I don't know exactly when I'm going to get hung up on things as we try to run forward. Just feel a lot safer if we're not being pursued. Ooh, bad. Bad, bad, bad. Oh god, it's the fridge! Just keep looking at it, never look away. Alright, hopefully we won't run into too many situations here where a bit of the bridge jumps up under our feet and we fall suddenly to our death in a way that was difficult to avoid. Okay. Oh, it wasn't the deer at all. It's just a piece of construction equipment. Which for some reason I feel less worried by? It's maybe not reasonable. Because, like, if that thing is possessed by the darkness, it's going to be considerably worse than the deer float. Yep. I love the good flashlight. Yep, and of course that's exactly what's going to happen. Ooh. Ow. I can't get the camera to pull back any. I guess we're not going anywhere until we've finished this thing off. Ooh. Alan, run! Boy, he does not like to move. Yeah, I'm pressing shift as hard as I can over here, man. I think... Ooh, this is really all the way back here. Well, okay. It's a bummer. If your dodge is on cooldown, it takes a really weirdly long amount of time for the run animation to start up. if he doesn't have the ability to just like lurch into action. Maybe we should just try running past things, because I'm just thinking if we gotta make it back to that construction thing and try to, whoa. It also doesn't help when the camera just jerks 90 degrees to the side for no reason, without me having done anything. I'm just thinking, I don't want this to be too tedious for us to have to do multiple times in case we gotta do it multiple times. No, this is not feasible. Okay, so we're gonna die here. Yeah, we actually do have to clear each object, because there's no way to get away from them, because Alan is very not athletic. Alright, that's definitely a bummer. That's gonna make this really suck if we have to do it more than a couple of times, so I guess let's do it successfully this time. Make sure to actually kill every object as quickly as possible. Thank God for the good flashlight. Thank Thomas Zane and Cynthia Weaver for the good flashlight. Whoa. Yeah, so when Alan stops there and says, "What the hell?" After he says it, for some reason the camera jerks 90 degrees to the left. Which sucks. That's a real strange choice on the developer's part. I mean, I'm assuming it's not intended, but it does seem like the sort of thing you would catch and fix in testing, maybe. Alan, yeah, the way he animates whenever like the ground is uneven actually does move the flashlight around, and you can't control that. Like you can't make him focus out of the animation. He just has to finish. Okay, well that's dealt with. So we get a limited amount of health regen here. The fact that, there's one more type. Oh, I think the other object fell. Okay. Yeah, I really, really don't want to go into this with low health, because Alan's so clumsy that you're basically guaranteed to get hit at least a couple of times. Okay. Let's give this flashlight a second to replenish. Also kind of curious. So it looks like it's not so much that we have regenerating health as that I get a little bit of health back every time I defeat one of the objects. Which is a shame, because that means we can't regen health during the boss fight by just avoiding for long enough. So it's going to come over and we have to start sprinting immediately. See, in a lot of games, a thing like this, you would want to wait until it's about to attack and then move, because if you move any earlier than that, the enemy will just refocus on you. That is not the way this is designed. You need to start moving right away, because otherwise Alan has no chance of getting out of the way in time.
Nice to see you, too.
Nope. That's a D- there, Alan. You didn't even try with that one. Okay, and then a car that some thoughtful person has left for me. And by some thoughtful person, I'm sure I mean Alan Wake. So yeah, I think the core problem there was that I was just like... I was expecting it to work the way other video games work instead of the way Alan Wake works. That's pretty much on me. Oh, interesting. Another car. Let's, do we need to turn around and actually light fight that guy? It seems like I could just get in here, right? He seems like he's stuck, but it also seems like it's going to take a huge amount of light to finish him off. Well, the circle's getting pretty small. Okay. Alright, do we think there's any reason to go back out here? I mean... It's hard to know if there might be a cache of supplies or something out there, but I think I'm just gonna continue on. Oh, this is just a new car, actually. This is not, in fact, the correct direction. Is there a cache of supplies in here, maybe? staircase that is really well hidden by the light bloom effect as you walk inside. Well, alright, a single flare will have to do, I guess. Is that really it? I'm honestly pretty surprised by that. I'm very surprised by it being one flare. I could see it being a handful of stuff. I could see it not being there at all. There just not being a cache of supplies. I'm super weird that there would be exactly one flare, I think. Yeah, we definitely don't want to mess around with this. Let's just get in the car. Alright, objective indicator says this away. I mean, they're trying to put up barricades and stuff, right? They think they can stop us. No reason to get out. Oh, I'm very worried about all the shaking. Oh god, the road. Oh, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Just keep driving. Don't stop for anything. You will definitely be killed. Ooh. Alright, you don't need the hood, right? The hood's not an important part of a car. Ooh, okay, so I have the... This is the shotgun, right? We just switch to the other better shotgun without having to worry about losing ammo. Okay. The action music is gone, and the horror music is back, which I have mixed feelings about. This game is definitely at its best when it's working as a horror game rather than an action game, because of they made so many choices to make the horror stuff feel right, like Alan being very clumsy and not really a great at operating his firearm. But the action stuff feels pretty bad sometimes. It's a tough line to walk if you want to have both of those tones in your game. And I guess a lot of the, probably some of you are saying, what are you talking about? A lot of horror games have both of those tones. Yeah, but they almost all do a really bad job of at least one of them, and frequently both of them because they're trying to walk some line in the middle. I don't know if we need to do all this, but just in case. Just in case I need to run backwards while panicking, let's make sure there's not a bunch of traps on the ground. Light. Very important that there be light right at this moment. Okay. I probably didn't need to spend that battery. I bet I could have just backed off for a second and it would have been fine. Also, that was very doable with the revolver. I didn't need to spend shotgun ammo there. That said, it seems like we're maybe done with ammo scarcity. This might be a time for big grand fights rather than careful resource management. Turns out an explosion generates a fair amount of light. Oof. Additional guys. Oh god. Come on, let me fire gun. Can't shoot. Ooh, okay. Not great. Not great. Yeah, and if you're aiming to try to focus the light, you lose your ability to dodge because you have to get out of the dodge animation first, or you have to get out of the focusing animation first, which is a problem I ran into there. Alright, I don't think we need to clear all of the light, or all of the darkness out here. Maybe this stuff right at the mouth of the tunnel? I don't imagine we're gonna be coming out this far, but who knows? This fight might unfold in a more dangerous way than it did last time. Especially if I'm actually doing kind of an okay job of dodging. Things could definitely take longer. Hey, that was pretty clean. I just gotta stop getting hit so much. I do wish we had a little bit more, like, physics control over these barrels and stuff. It would be nice to be able to roll one at the enemies and then shoot it instead of having to lure them to it. So we're probably safest backing up here, right? Because we could draw them all forward into this. I mean, I guess I do have... There we go. Jeez. Managed to completely miss the guy I was trying to throw that at. Do have these. To be perfectly honest with you, I almost wonder if it might be better to have the flares in the ready slot. Just so as a way of quickly backing dudes off, even if it doesn't necessarily kill them right away. Because it does seem like the whole deal for this section is enemies that close on you quickly from multiple directions. Come on, quickly. There we go. I appreciate that guy for managing to miss me with every single one of his thrown projectiles. Entirely of his own volition, with me not helping at all.
The bottom of Cauldron Lake was a graveyard of things the lake had claimed in one way or another over the decades. The Dark Presence brought them up in its wake, scattering the rotten waterlogged hull of an old boat here, the remains of a long-ago crashed airplane there, trees shattered under the impacts. The earth groaned. It didn't even notice.
Okay, so that's when we run into the garbage tornado that's hurling huge pieces of metal at us. That's the explanation for that. Okay, that makes sense. Oh. Sure. They really want to convey the... Distracting! They really want to convey the sense of the Pacific Northwest geography, I suppose. Let's maybe take it this way. Yeah, like my desire to see what's going to happen really dampens my other, more normal desire to make sure I'm going off-road everywhere and looking for all the things. And we could still, we can still go off-path a little bit here and there. Alright, so there's a cache this way. Obviously, all construction equipment is going to make me very nervous now. Show me something good. Show me flare gun. Well, alright. Flashbangs are good. I heard him approaching, but I couldn't get Alan out of the picking things up animation. Also, it's so dark here that I just panicked pressed the F key a couple of times because I was trying to throw flares like it's Deep Rock. Listen, I've played a lot of Deep Rock Galactic in the last couple of months. You develop reflexes. I'm in danger and I can't see the bugs. Mash F. When they put you in a real tight location like that with the camera that totally sucks at moving around and the weapons that can sometimes be a little finicky in the animations and stuff, it does give you a real sense of panic. Like, to some degree, I'm complaining about the mechanics because they're bad, but in some ways they're bad on purpose, and that's definitely a thing that the survival horror genre does, is have intentionally bad controls to drive up the horror feeling. All visitors must see the yard manager. You must sign a liability waiver before entering the yard. Oh no, I didn't. They're going to be so mad at me. Junk piles may shift. Boy, ain't that the truth. Is there anything fun in here? Yes. Yes, there is fun stuff in here. Oh god, animation. You know what? We're just gonna... If he will throw it... Jesus, I can't... I was mashing the throw flashbang button literally the entire time there after I said, you know what? To give you an idea of, like, how much Alan gets animation locked by absolutely everything. Sounds like, yeah, these guys have already spawned. May as well use the shotgun to finish them off. Since we know we're going to be discarding it in a second here anyway. That's interesting. I thought that this this thing where they spawn while you're taking the hunting rifle, was the developer intentionally using the animation locking to give you a sense of panic, but I guess not. I guess those guys spawn as soon as you walk in. I'm a little disappointed by that. I thought that was a really cool use of the mechanics. Alright, we're all batteried up. Let's see if there's anything up here. Yeah, that looks important. We will totally touch it in a minute. Oh, very happy to see a flare gun. Very, very happy. Okay. I'm assuming he won't be the only one, right? They don't spawn one enemy at us anymore. Well, maybe. Alan, it's literally a couple feet from you. Okay, here's the other guy. Oh, that's... Damn it, he can harm me through the door. Okay. Oh. Nope. Thought that can was revolver ammo. I know there's a vehicle in there, but I think our current truck is fine, right? I don't think we've taken any damage. Oh, I wish I had a turbo button. This is going to be really lame and disappointing. Yeah, not at all what I wanted. I guess the cool ramp over is way more in the action movie tone than the horror movie tone. But still, that's a fun thing. They should let you have your cool ramp over. Also, I assume we're being pursued by guys, but I'm just gonna disregard them. Alright, show me this.
Zane cut its heart out, but it didn't die. The thing that wore Barbara's face kept crooning sweet nothings sugar-laced with poison. He put on the suit, untied the monster from the chair. The thing in his arms thrashed weakly, but he held fast. He stepped outside, off the pier, and into the dark water. A sinking pinprick of light descending toward a bottom that never came.
That's interesting. He put on the suit first. So did he think he was maybe he hoped he was going to be able to come back from that? And then, you know, the lake not having a bottom in that moment definitely negatively affects that plan. Oh, they're loading us up. This has been by far the most difficult generator to pull. They really want you to display mastery of the generator minigame. Okay. Definitely a little concerning. I'm so proud of myself for not getting jump scared by a thing that happened, though. It's really overwhelming, the terror. Alright, I'm assuming we're going to have a real bad time here as we try to leave this area. So let's try to leave this area in the car. Oh, this is maybe not a good time to be in a car, actually. I guess I'm probably not going to take any actual damage while I'm in the car, though, right? So we probably want to stay in the car for as much of this as possible. Just use that real loose handling. Definitely want to put something of a priority on eliminating little dudes, so that when the bulldozer does kill my car, I don't have too much to worry about aside from evading a bulldozer. Alright, this is working. Yeah, honestly, that was a lot easier than I was afraid it was going to be. Okay, how do we get out of here, though? I'm not actually sure what my plan is. Do I have to get out and go on foot? Maybe I do. Because we started up that generator, which started up... What did that... Hold on a second. I'm not 100% sure... Oh, wait. I do not want to be getting out of the car at this moment. Oh, God. Okay. All the animations for everything are so long. We started up... Yeah, maybe I do have to get out of the car, because it looks like I can't actually get out of this little yard area. Alright. I guess then we will... It's like, this is, I think, pretty... This looks like what they want us to do. What did we accomplish by starting up this thing? Did that actually help us? I guess the car could maybe be used as a battering ram? I was totally, like, thinking so much about what we were going to do next that I wasn't really thinking about what I was accomplishing by starting the generator. Okay. So we hit this, and then... Okay. And then we will be able to travel through there once that has risen. And I guess maybe I was supposed to be worried enough about the bulldozer to try to do this and then just survive until it would let us out. Bulldozer was actually very easy to deal with. You know what? We'll take the fresh wheels here. I absolutely took some damage there. I got bulldozed just a tiny little bit. Do I want to look over here for a cache, maybe? And I don't see any yellow paint. This does look like the kind of way around into a closed corner where the caches usually are, but alright. Again, maybe a place where a manuscript page is on Nightmare or something. I get why they would want to do it given the recursive nature of the story, but I am not a big fan of the some collectibles only on the high difficulty thing. Especially collectibles that have plot associated with them. And unfortunately, I don't think they've done a good enough job of conveying the geography of the place, aside from the Pacific Northwest has a lot of space in it, to have any idea of like where we are relative to Cauldron Lake. We could be at the 25% point. We could be at the 90% point. I would have no sense. Nope, I don't need the batteries either. Okay. Hey, we're doing all right on supplies.
When I told Barry my plan back in the well-lit room, I'd acted as if I knew what I was doing. I didn't. I was operating on the shifting logic of a dream. I had to fight my way to the lake through the horrors of the night. I had to flick an old battered light switch imbued with childhood magic. I had to write a happy ending to a horror story. I had to save my wife from the dark prison she was being held in.
You know, I don't know that it is necessarily the case that we have to wait until we get there to flick the clicker. Maybe we should just, like, try it now? 'Cause it definitely seems to have some very powerful magic associated with it. Just saying, maybe we could save ourselves some of this fighting the horrors of the night stuff. Nope, nothing. Okay. Well, this is definitely a fighting arena. Let's hold off on switching to that shotgun until we have spent... Because I'm sure we're about to have to fight here. So let's spend some of the hunting rifle ammo in whatever big combat arena situation we're about to enter, and then we can grab the shotgun. Or maybe... Huh. I'd assumed from the lights in place there that we were about to have to fight here. There we go. Okay, not ideal, certainly. Maybe inside. Maybe inside is good. Farmers are not the opposite of hunter-gatherers. A tornado made of darkness is more the opposite of a farmer than a hunter-gatherer is. Oh, hey, free coffee. Oh, also Chainsaw Man. Also, Chainsaw Man is a thing. You get a flashbang. No. Hunting rifle is fine to use here. We can take this seriously. Maybe I should just go ahead and swap out for the shotgun, because it's looking like this is not quite going to be the thing I thought it was. And I definitely don't want to go forward with the rifle if the game is expecting us to carry the shotgun, because we won't be able to benefit from all the ammo caches anymore. Let me check these last couple of houses. When we get to the... I'm assuming when we get to that spotlight, things are going to change up pretty significantly, and we probably won't be able to come back, so let's just do this now. I'm really surprised that we didn't need to use these emplacement lights. Okay, 13 rounds. That'll hold us for a while. I was really expecting there to be more of that junk tornado hurling cars at us and stuff. That backed off pretty quickly, huh? Okay, we need to get into operation position here quickly. Looks like the enemy AI is still not working. They're just kind of standing there and waiting for me to pop them. That is disappointing. It really does reduce the feeling that they're going for here. I'm assuming I'm not going to be able to turn this that... Yeah, we're going to have to deal with that the other way. I mean, we got plenty of stuff. Oh, multiple chainsaw guys. Okay, that's a problem. Aren't you not dead yet? The shotgun is really not as good at killing those guys as the hunting rifle. I kind of wish we hadn't switched, to be perfectly honest with you, because we went through all of that ammo right away. I guess we would be actually hard out of hunting rifle ammo too, so it's not a big loss, but basically I never want to switch off the hunting rifle. It is always the right gun. Somehow Alan Wake has convinced me to not want to use a shotgun. This is a video game sin of the highest order. More stuff to push. Wow. Why do they want me to push things so much? Also, where is the menacing music coming from? Maybe it's past this thing.
The dark place I found myself in was unlike anything I could ever have imagined. It wasn't solid. It flowed. It was conceptual and subjective. For someone else, an artist in another field, it would have been very different. I could sense the story of the manuscript all around me. The words and ideas floating in the air, poised to become real.
Boy, how are they going to convey that visually? I'm interested to see what their play is here. I have an idea, but this is a thing you could go really wild with the magic of computer graphics. My suspicion is, whatever they're about to do here, it's not going to be as hypnospace as I would like it to be. Man, almost no game is as hypnospace as I would like it to be. I feel like maybe this is a time for pistol.
That's where Cauldron Lake was.
Yeah, I mean, we're making progress. This is a long travel sequence. Oh, single bird. Okay, single bird, not so dangerous. Trying to grab... I guess I don't need the batteries either. They don't want me to fall down here, do they? Oh yeah, they absolutely do. Well, okay. I'm not excited about this. This is going to be bad. Alan, get in the... He's not excited either. He really, really doesn't want me to do the thing that it's obvious I'm about to do. Well, with them having given us so much flare gun ammo and there being so many birds, I think I'm going to keep the flare gun out. This is pretty clearly the intent. Not excited. Not excited about bird time. The bird coaster. And then the flare landed in the cart and is making it impossible for me to see anything. Oof. That was actually not that bad, and we definitely could have done it without spending... Jesus. Definitely could have done it without spending the flare. Do we... Okay, I guess let's climb up. I definitely would not have seen this. I'm only aware of this because the climb prompt happened. It sure looks like we want to just go forward down there. I guess that's just a checkpoint. Not actually the path. Or there's multiple ladders. Why is this area constructed like this? Seems very strange. I don't know that we accomplished anything at all by going up the ladder that we went up, instead of waiting and going up the ladder that we just walked past. Okay, that's probably going to have an effect. No? Really? It was all, like, caution taped, and there was a red explosive barrel in it. Apparently we're already driving these birds off during the cinematic. I'm going to stop spending so many flare gun shots. It really doesn't feel necessary. Keep it low until they're close. Bam! Almost. I think it's worth drawing these guys in enough to kill them, because I do not want to get hunted by a flock of birds the whole way wherever it is that we're going here. Ow. Okay, that was pretty immediate. Very, very little warning on that one. Oh, it's a bad time for the battery to run out. Okay, we still got him. Who knows, though? We might be in one of these infinite spawning bird type situations. We should probably just keep moving. No, not that way. This way. This way. I don't have any idea how much game we have left, by the way. Well, obviously we're closing in the end. Ugh, I just ran into one of those darkness pools on the ground. Ooh, bad. So I don't know if it makes sense for us to stop and start a new episode at this next checkpoint, or if we should just push through. It could be another 90 minutes, it could be another 20. I'm going to make the executive decision here. We're just going to, for now, until it becomes obvious that this is the wrong move, we're just going to push. So who knows? This might end up being a super long episode. I really don't want to break the momentum, though. Definitely it's pulling us along very effectively. Pulling me along very effectively, I should say. You all just have to come along for the ride. I don't want to say you're definitely the Barry Wheeler of this situation, because I like you. But in some ways, audience, you are the Barry Wheeler in this situation. And I'm the alcoholic author who just loves slugging people. Mini boss guys. Oh man, we don't have like any ammunition. We are going to have to do this with just the pistol. Is it just one though? And if it's just one, that's not really that dangerous. I know I just got hit, but there's no good reason for me to get hit. I should be able to handle this. He's stuck behind the rock over there, just vibrating back and forth loudly. Alright, you big coward. Come in for the attack so we can finish this. Ooh, wow, he really does cause some visual disturbances when he gets close to you, though, huh? And then And then he gets stuck in the terrain. There are some ways in which those guys could be a lot scarier, and it would mostly just have to be an increase in competence. If they didn't get defeated by a single rock. Oh, I do not like the amount of waviness. Okay, a thing we can start. We're going to try to just go fast here. I can definitely hear enemies. I think I was... Now the game's got me doubting myself. I think I was hearing enemies. Okay, so we could have just kept the hunting rifle, and we're going to find more hunting rifle ammo eventually. Well, now I feel really bummed out that I switched, because this shotgun is bad. It's not bad, but it's certainly less good. Is that a chunk of a... Oh! Don't get distracted. Alright, super fast shadow guy can wait his turn, I think. Yeah, because we can just do this when he attacks and then... Alright, you. I get it, you want attention. I'm sorry I neglected you. I mean, I think we kind of want to keep moving forward, right? Oh, additional enemies who came out of nowhere silently, or at least their noises of approach were cloaked by the fast guy's noises. So I guess we need to sit still. I do not love that. Because, like, fighting those guys isn't difficult. That dude himself is not dangerous. Mostly he's just very tedious to fight because you have to stand still for a really long time waiting for him to stop dicking around. It was a bad time for there not to be light in my flashlight. And then, yeah, to avoid this being a dangerous situation, the right play is just stand around until he feels like attacking me, which is not super fun. Alright. So if we go forward, we're going to get spawned on. I do appreciate him choosing to walk slowly toward me for a minute here. Thank you very much. Okay. So now we're going to get jumped by some fast dudes. Okay, that one almost had me. Oh, camera. Okay, I get there's a thing you want me to see, but do not draw my attention away from the coffee. How dare you? Also, I'm stuck. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I couldn't move for a minute. Well, that's not the direction I was hoping the enemies would approach from. Okay, I can't see it. We gotta back up a little bit. There's too much foliage here. I can't see. Oh, this sucks. Okay, he got stuck. That's very helpful. So I think the secret to fighting these guys is find yourself an object that they can easily get stuck on. Because otherwise you're going to be sitting around waiting forever. Can I get in here? Okay. My guess is he's not going to be super dangerous while I'm inside the car. Okay, do you want to do a thing? We are starting to run a little bit low on ammo. My shotgun fully loaded? I should probably make sure this is loaded. I mean, I guess we have 18 flares and 7 flare gun shots, and we're not actually low on ammo. I'm a little turned around now, though. We're not going to the big fire. Let's just trust the direction of the objective indicator, I guess. It all kind of looks the same at this point. I'd really love to be able to look at whatever it is that's going on over there. Ooh, okay. I think that was mostly good for us, right? Alright, Fast Shadow Man's just gonna dick around in the shadows, so we'll just start up the generator. Come on. There we go. That was pretty cool. Yeah, the fast guys are, like, not fun. Not hard, just not fun. Hopefully that is the last we will see of them. I can't even tell what we're saying. Oh crap! Okay, now I see it. There's a little bit too much bloom on some of these lighting effects for me to always be able to quickly follow what's supposed to be happening. Alright, I'll just keep going toward the big light in the sky. Ooh. And also continue to be startled by things falling out of the sky, even though it is the only thing that's happening, and should at this point be predictable. I know, in general, the light and the explosions are our friends, but if a giant ship falls on a bunch of explosives and causes them to blow up near me, that is still definitely going to kill me, no matter how much light it produces. Sneaky little bits of shadow. I guess that's the idea, right? Like, these are like the magical version of the bear traps. You're just supposed to not notice them and wander into them, and that's the only way that they pose any threat. They are put directly in front of you, and they do wobble a lot, though. Of a kind of a stealth issue. I think the biggest advantage bear traps have is that they don't move around, so you're liable to miss them. Alright, more flashbangs, always welcome. Yeah, we're doing super well on, like, big supplies. Ammo not necessarily super hot. I really, really wish that I still had my hunting rifle. So we're going this way? You would think Alan could, like, fashion a, I don't know, like a bandolier or something? We could carry more guns than we are carrying, is all I'm saying. Make ourselves a nice gun sash. Out of a seatbelt or something. There's lots of cars just sitting around. Okay, I hear shotgun. Shotgun? I hear chainsaw, which means equip shotgun. Actually, honestly, it probably means equip flare gun. I wonder if I could drop the quick guy in a single shot if I were to just actually hit him with a flare. I really wasn't expecting that that camera move on the flare shot to last for such an extremely long time. You also get a flare. The flares make it really hard to tell what's happening. It's actually kind of a huge downside. Given how long it takes to fire the shotgun, I actually think the pistol might be a better way of dealing with these guys. Oof. So I guess another flashbang, maybe? But the flashbang's not going to kill them, right? I do have to shoot them with the gun in order for them to die. Yeah, I'm not really... I guess be really aggressive with the flare gun in the early going, and then just, like, use the pistol a lot more at range to try to pick them off quickly. Again, a situation we'd be way better off in if I had just kept the hunting rifle instead of taking that shotgun. That shotgun was a trick that either Thomas Zane played on us or that we played on ourselves. Okay, so fire off a couple of flare gun shots really early. I do not like how, like, I have no camera control right now. I actually can't make it let me do stuff again. Okay, the flare gun will totally kill a fast guy if you hit him dead on. That's good. The flashbangs won't necessarily, but think we're down to just this dude, so we should be pretty much in the clear as soon as he decides he wants to fight. Like, the number one danger with the fast guy is that you will get bored and stop paying attention to him. Just have your attention wander off somewhere else. Oh my god, you huge baby. Come over here. And I mean, if I just, like, stand right here, are we even in any danger at all? Okay, finally. Let's grab these flashbangs and then get the hell out of here. Doesn't look like there's anything in there. We just need to get up. Okay, thank you for being a totally normal enemy that is quickly fightable. Quickly deal-withable. Definitely a real English phrase that nearly came out of my mouth there, as though it was a normal thing to say. You know what I really hate is those enemies that are just undeal-withable. Okay, so just a nice, relaxing, rotating elevator, rickety rotating elevator ride in the dark. What could be more calming than that? God, there are so many feet. There they are. Let's say we can hear so many enemies. Not being able to see them is really bumming me out. Maxed out on those and on flashlight batteries. Yes, I should just be, like, in general, way more aggressive with my flashbangs. We are given so many, so frequently in this area. So speaking of aggressive with the flashbangs, let's try that. Okay, that kind of worked. He's down. Oh, bad time for that. Okay, that wasn't so bad. But of course it is not over. You know what? Let's maybe speed this whole process up a little bit. Because I bet they're just going to keep spawning new enemies in until we've cleared these obstacles. Right? So there's one thrower that we're not looking at. We definitely caught a thrown weapon sound from somewhere else. I don't know where he is, though. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Whatever. In any case, fleeing. Oof. Do I need to... No, I can't even catch the rocks with the flashlight. So I don't need to try, I just need to endure the damage. Definitely makes me want to not sprint a lot. I think a lot of the mechanics that feel bad on purpose. There's a lot of, like, good horror design here, making Alan feel, first of all, believably like just an author who is thrown into a bad situation. And secondly, like, overmatched by his situation. But I will say that I think that dodge and sprint being the same button is bad. That's a thing they maybe should not have done. Okay, everything's fine. This is totally normal and fine. Let's try to use this shopping cart as cover from the cars. It's good, solid tactical thinking there. Alright, we just gotta get close fast, right? The more time she has to hurl cars at me, the worse it's gonna get. Alright, clicker time? This can be clicker time now? Oh, this is bad. This is not good. Probably should just flare guns there, I guess? Yeah, actually, let's get the flare gun out. Ooh.
You can't win.
Oh, I've fallen to my doom. Apparently there's a small gap in the Nope, I don't have the flare gun equipped. Oh god. There's so many tiny little uneven ground bits. So are we supposed to... Are we not supposed to walk over there, maybe? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Nope, we just gotta see that and jump, that's all. Okay, infinite flare gun ammo. Certainly implies that this is the right strategy. Maybe I have to get closer.
You will fail.
Yeah, okay, that's having an effect.
You're making this up.
Yeah, if it's all me making it up, you'd think I could make it a little bit easier on myself. It's possible that a couple of those flares were unnecessary. Yeah, I mean, this worked so well for Thomas Zane, why not?
Hell!
Shh, baby. You were having a bad dream. It was just another nightmare.
No,
Everything's fine. You're home.
it wasn't a dream.
Everything's fine.
Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on!
Shh, baby. The power's out. There's no light. Come back to bed and I'll make you forget all about your fear of the dark.
My fear? It's your fear. Why aren't you afraid? You're not Alice. Turn the lights on now. Where's the clicker? What did you do with it?
Alan, you're scaring me now. Come back to bed. Have you taken your pills? Do you want me to call Dr. Hartman?
Just curious if the QR code changes, you
I
know.
read your manuscript. It's brilliant. Departure is your best work yet. You're a genius. I'm so proud of you. Come back to bed. We'll talk more about it in the morning.
I mean, the Dark Presence has got to know having the image of my wife teleport around the apartment is not going to help convince me that this is real.
Come back to bed, Alan.
Come back to bed, Tom.
Huh. Right, I'm a writer. I wrote it. I might have overdone it on the light a little bit.
You must find your way to the cabin. It stands in your way. It won't let you pass. It has no heart. It's filled with darkness. You must fill its heart with light.
Sure, that makes sense. Uh-oh. A version of Alan Wake that smiles? That must be evil.
Your friends will meet him when you're gone. Use the clicker.
Yeah, don't mind him. He'll just impersonate you while you're out of the world and maybe do a bunch of evil? Oh, this is... I mean, this is neat. This is not exactly what I thought they were going to go for. Take that, Thermos. Yeah, gimme. So wait, if I flash through these things, does that... Yeah, that spawns them into being? Maybe let's not spawn the bird. Not a big fan of bird. Path seems good, though. Let's make path. Cannot interact with phone. A crate, telephone pole, shopping cart could have stuff in it. Is it a shopping cart full of things? No, it's just a... Okay. Well, I suppose if it was going to be a shopping cart full of things, you might expect it to have, like, things in it. But also, it doesn't say rusty shopping cart.
You, Alan. I met someone. I'm in love with someone else.
Alice? No, what are you saying? You can't...
You don't love me. How could you? You don't even love yourself. All you do is torture yourself with work you can't do anymore.
No, I love you more than anything in the world. You're my muse.
I'm not.
Who are you? What have you done with my Alice?
Alan? What are you doing? Put the light back on. What are you doing, Alan? Stop. Put the light back on.
It wasn't true. Nothing like that had ever happened. You're not my Barbara.
Tom, let me go. I promise to be good. Please, untie me, you naughty boy. I will help you write your masterpiece. I will love you forever.
No, you're not Barbara Jagger. I made a terrible mistake. I should have never written you back. You came back wrong. Your heart is filled with darkness.
Put that knife away, Thomas. Put it down.
My heart is filled with darkness. I'll cut it out.
Now you will never get her back. I am much older than you. Older than your first work of art. I will find a new face to wear. Someone else to dream me free.
Well, that does seem a little bit like a thing that Thomas Zane could maybe have just conjured up to do himself, right? I don't know, the dream logic is... We should probably not search too much for justification in the dream logic.
Is close by. I understood what I had to do now. I knew how to write the ending to Departure. There's light and there's darkness. Cause and effect. There's guilt and there's atonement. But the scales always need to balance. Everything has a price. That's where Zane had gone wrong. There's a long journey through the night back into the light. Alice? Alice? Oh no!
See, I thought we were heading to the ending here, but the thematics of this are pretty unclosed, and also there's that Mr. Scratch thing. I'm wondering now if there's maybe a lot more left than I thought.
It's not a lake. It's an ocean.
Alan, wake up.
Huh. Okay, well, my first thought is this might be a fake ending. Because if it's not, that's very unresolved. But also I worried that maybe that's the normal ending and you have to play through Nightmare to get the whole actual thing, which I'd be very annoyed by. That would be a really bad way to have implemented that. I mean, maybe Nightmare is more different from the normal playthrough than I've been thinking. Maybe it's not just the same thing but harder until you get to the end and then it shows a different ending. Maybe there's actually different, like, plot. There'd almost have to be to justify forcing you to play through the game a second time in order to see an actual resolution, right? I mean, I do know that there are 2 DLCs, and it's possible that they ended the normal game here knowing that they were going to continue it, because, like, the real ending of Control also feels a little unresolved, right? With you, like, very much not having dealt with the hiss and stuff. So I wonder if this is just, like, this is the ending of the core game, but it's really only the end of Act 2 of the story, and then those two DLCs are necessary for the actual story to close. Also, this is a very interesting choice of ending theme. And I'm bummed out about it, because this is going to be yet another episode that's going to get immediately copyright claimed and I'm not going to make any money on, but that's alright. Somehow I'll live. To be perfectly honest with you, it hurts a lot less now to lose the ad revenue from an episode than it used to, because ad rates have gone all the way into the toilet since the start of the pandemic. So I'm losing less money than I once would have. Yeah, this is very strange. Hold on. We're gonna, sorry, people who work at Respawn. I don't want to bum you out or anything, but can I skip? Okay, we can accelerate this. I'm wondering if there's more. I'm wondering if this is a false ending. I would have expected it to reveal itself by now. You know, the way the false ending in Control does. This is a very strange plot so far. It's a very strangely shaped plot, I should say. The structure of it is... I thought it all made a lot of sense until this. Also, geez, I thought video game credits really started ballooning up to absurd size somewhat more recently than this. This is 2010, and if you were to watch this at normal speed, it's got to be longer than the song, right? At this point. Can I not just, like, skip? Okay, there we go. No, it actually does take us... Okay. Is this going to load me back to the last checkpoint, or...
I'm not.
Who are you? What have you done with my Alice?
Alan?
Yeah, that's not a... okay. So that's not an ending at all, and I guess maybe they want us to play through on Nightmare? I'm going to call it here for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Things are very unresolved, and I'm cautiously pessimistic about the way this might be turning out. I'm going to go figure out what the hell's going on. Come back next time, on Monday. I will have answers. There will be answers. And we'll see you then.